My name is Tawana Davis, and I am the manager or road manager for InAWay.
How long have you been with them?
Too long. I've been with InAWay for, I don't even know exactly how long it's been. Like it's been quite a long time, which is why I can say too long.
So what do you like about the group? Why did you agree to do it?
Actually, when I first met InAWay, they were performing at an event on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, and I heard them sing, and I was blown away. That particular weekend, like I started talking to them. I'd only known one member of the group, Chad, and I got introduced to the rest of the guys. I invited them over for dinner, and I cooked dinner because they were staying in hotels and eating like Pizza Hut, Burger King. And I was like, that's not healthy, so I cooked dinner for all of the guys, and then went out with a couple of engagements with them, and then ended up doing like a bunch of different engagements back and forth for helping them get engagement. And then Aaron, the leader and founder of the group, approached me and said, how would you feel about being a manager? I didn't honestly think I would be able to do it because I had never managed anybody before. And after talking to him, and I love the guys, and talking to him and finding out what exactly he wanted me to do, it kind of became a natural thing for me. So then there we are. I am the manager. The tour, listen, you're on the road with 6 guys, right? And all 6 different personalities. I have to get them up, get them ready, get them to where I need them to be, listening to them in the car. It was definitely an experience. I have brothers, cousins, uncles. Never would I have imagined it would have been this way. But it was cool. They're different. I liked going to all the different places, the different states, and the different venues. For as much, I will be perfectly honest with you, for as much as they drove me batty, I love my guys. So being with them all the time, they're funny. They are weirdly funny and a weird bunch. So that was always entertaining. They keep you well entertained. And they're very protective of me, being the only girl in the group or on the road with them. So they were all like my big brothers. They always made sure I was okay, taken care of. And it was good. So it could be any number of aspects. Ironically enough, meeting all the gospel artists and all the stars did not entice me at all. I love being with my guys. Listen, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I have favorites in the group, right? I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorites tried to kill me. We were driving, and he's no longer allowed to sit behind me if I'm driving. We were driving, and everybody in the car was asleep. I'm driving down the road is straight. My favorite wakes up, kinda, and thinks that the road is turning, but that I have fallen asleep and I am staying straight. So he reaches over me, takes the steering wheel, turns the steering wheel, I scream, wake up everybody in the car, and I was like, that's it. Get him from behind me. And he's not been allowed to sit behind me since then because he tried to kill me in the car.
We need names. Who is that? Say it. Who is that?
It was my favorite. It was one of my favorites. Jarrell, whom I love to death, tried to kill me on my, and I think, as a matter of fact, if I'm not wrong, I think that was my first trip out. Like long distance with him. He tried to kill me on the road. I didn't think he loved me at that point, but then he said he would still have sleep, so I kind of let it go. But he's no longer allowed to sit behind me at all. Okay, I don't, probably Richard Smallwood. My choir, I have a large, pretty decent sized choir, and we sing a lot of his music. So meeting him was like, wow, okay, this is the man, we sing his music. But I wasn't like starstruck. He was very, very nice, very, very personable, but I wasn't like, oh my God, it's Richard Smallwood. Because for the most part, I couldn't, if I was starstruck with anybody, I couldn't be starstruck because I still had to take care of 6 guys who, in some cases, were starstruck, and I had to get them to toe the line. So I don't think I was ever starstruck with Richard Smallwood, but I did appreciate actually meeting him. He was very nice and very personable.
What if it wasn't him and it was Idris Elba?
He's a wrong actor. Like, I think Idris Elba is sexy and all, but I'm still not starstruck. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I literally, okay, so here's the thing about InAWay or an a cappella group. It is the easiest group to manage because at any given time, I can say, I need you guys, come here for a minute. And all 6 of them will come and I say, okay, I need y'all to sing. They don't need music. They don't need instruments. They don't need anything. They can just drop it and sing on point. It made it that much more easier to manage them because I could get them into places that most people might not be able to. We would go in places and they'd be like, okay, y'all can sing. And they would sing and then people would come out the door. Getting them out the bed and getting them in the car to get to an engagement on time was the stress of my life.
Last question to get you out of here.
Jarrell, Mike, Johnny, I love y'all.
I was all right.
No.
So you said no, we're gonna ask that again. Which one of the members got on your nerves the most?
Aaron, boo. And it's not that Aaron got on my nerves, but me and Aaron have this, I don't even understand it, relationship. We can be like great and then we can be at each other's throats in like 2 seconds. And then we're fine. Like after the 2 seconds is over. I don't know what it was. And I guess it was because we worked so closely together as manager and leader of the group. And me and him had a lot of work to do all the time. So sometimes I feel like we just kind of got on each other's nerves. But in that point, it would be like we could get on each other's nerves until a point. And then we would get to that point and it would be like all blown up for like 2 seconds. And then the 2 seconds was over. And then it was fine.
But you think it's because he expected you to do your job?
Wow.
You might want to cut tape for a second. No, I don't think it was because he wanted me to do my job, because I was doing my job as well as any of the group will tell you. That is why I'm still the manager. However, that question right there, that's the reason why me and him butt heads all the time. Because Aaron's got a mouth. No, seriously. I don't think any of the guys got on my nerves. Me and Aaron did butt heads, but it was a butt head kind of thing of Aaron is the leader of the group and he's very passionate about what he was doing. I was their manager and I wanted them to do certain things. And sometimes it just didn't always click together what we were trying to get them to do at the same time. And I think that's what happened. Because for the most part, me and him worked perfectly well together. But I think both of us were passionate on the opposite ends of the spectrum. And sometimes when you get that together, it doesn't always gel because we're trying to get the group to do 2 different things at the same time, but the same thing. So I think that's why. I don't think any of the guys actually got on my nerves. But Aaron was the one who I butted heads with probably more than anybody else.
You love him though, don't you?
I love all the guys in my group. No, I do. Aaron is a good guy. He is a great person. And like I said, me and him, I met Aaron before me and him worked together before I really started to get to know the whole group. Me and him have a lot of similarities, which is probably one of the reasons why we butt heads a lot. But our similarities made it easy for us to work together. So as time went on, like with both of us, he would be like, oh, you're having a bad day? All right, fine. And then I'd be like, oh, are you having a moment? Okay, let me take a walk so you can have your moment. But he's a great guy to work with. He loves what he does, so it makes it a lot easier. But don't push it, Mr.